This week's episode of AEW Dynamite was the go-home show before All Out. This weekend, Dynamite features CM Punk returning to challenge Jon Moxley once again, a former WWE star returning to AEW television, and much more, because obviously, with a go-home show for one of the major AEW pay-per-views, you can expect a pretty stacked show. So let's get straight into it. With world champion Moxley, who was out to open the show, he lamented that Punk only lasted 3 minutes inside the ring with him last week, and he was still scooping off the mat in Cleveland. Moxley added that Punk folded under pressure of facing him before, and that the latter wasn't what anyone turned out to be. Moxley added that he had an open contract for the World Championship match at All Out. He said no matter who his opponent was, wrestling him would be hazardous for their help. AEW producer and CM Punk's longtime friend Ace Steel ran down to get to the ring, grabbed the contract, which obviously would lead to Punk signing it later on. Spoiler alert. Great promo from Moxley. We know what's to expect from him. He's an absolute banger promo. And I think they're going the right way with this rematch. Really intrigued to see where it goes. To kick off the show, just an absolute banger promo from Moxley, as per with him really. But anyway, then it was time for Danielson versus Jake Hager. Hager crashed out the ring early, and Danielson caught him with a toe suicider. Hager then absorbed the hit and hit Danielson with a running power slam through the timekeeper's table. Hager followed up by slamming Danielson into the ring post. The former slammed Danielson into the mat back in the ring as we cut to a commercial. Hager dominated during the break, but Danielson quickly took back the advantage. The American Dragon then tried to lock into the bell lock, but Hager broke free. Danielson then connected with a running knee strike to put Hager away and pick up the victory. Matt Menard and Angelo Parker ran down to the ring after the match and were chased down by members of the BCC. Certainly an opportunity, Jericho ran down to with a steel chair. However, Daniel Garcia, who wants the Wizard to win without cheating at All Out, ran down and grabbed the chair, just continuing teasing that tension. I think that could really come to a head next week when he faces Wheeler Yuta for the Pure title. On the whole, this was really great stuff. Great match, and all the storyline afterwards is making it really interesting. So this is good stuff. 7 out of 10. The wingmen were then in the ring after the break, lamenting that they weren't booked for a Dynamite once again. Former WWE star William Morrissey, of course, big cast, music here, and he came down to the ring to clear the house. Big Men then disheard Ultra Excellence, JD Drake and Peter Avalon, and Stokely Hathaway locked on. The latter then gave his card to Morrissey, who accepted. Tony Schiavone tried to get an explanation from Stokely regarding all the cards he's been handing, but didn't get any. Big Cass W. Morrissey back on AEW TV, and to be honest, I'm a massive fan of this. I've always been a fan of Big Cass, I think in AEW now he's got everything sorted in his personal life. Hopefully he can really kick on. I think he could be a big part player of this company. Didn't mind when we went to WWE or AEW. Looks like in AEW, and to be honest, I'm really excited to see what he can do there. But moving on then to Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm and Hikaru Shida in a tag team match. Hayter and Shida started things off for their teams. Shida dodged a clothesline, Hero Cameron Kamrana. Tony Storm then tagged them, was tripped by Reba from out at ringside. Hayter then landed a series of strikes on Storm before Baker laid into her in the corner. Hayter then took control of the match, hitting Tony with a snap suplex to take control. She then tagged in Britt before knocking Shida off the apron, and Storm finally managed to tag out. Shida came in on the hot tag. Shida hit dropkick followed by a vertical suplex and a meteor off the middle rope, but Baker broke up at the ensuing cover. Storm and Shida then went to suplex Hayter, reversed it into a double suplex. Baker then tagged in and hit Shida with a corkscrew neck breaker for a 2 count before Baker went over to take a club from Reba, but Shida booted her in the jaw. The latter pulled Hayter off the apron before hitting Baker with a katana kick for the W. This gets a 7 out of 10 for me. Really good women's match on Dynamite, which normally you don't see because they don't get given enough time. This was really good, and they showed what they could do. 7 out of 10. Built out the tension for that match on Saturday. So good stuff. Kip Sabian then addressed his action last week and saying he had read Pac like a book before ambushing him and setting out the match for All Out, which would be good. And we had a pre-recorded promo segment with Miro, who laid down the challenge for House of Black, and he'd be joined by 2 unlikely allies, Sting and Darby Allin, to face them All Out. I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a great match. Before CM Punk was out next, he addressed the foot injury picked up during his surgery. He revealed he'd gotten 3 plates and 16 screws put in his leg, and that he came back to the action far too early from his injury. Punk then addressed what happened last week on Dynamite, and Punk said that the doctors had cleared him, but he didn't know if he was 100%. Punk added that he returned to pro wrestling a year ago because he loved the business and the fans. He said he felt like he let the fans down before Ace Steel came back into the ring and handed him that contract. He assured Punk that he didn't let anyone down, adding that he'd been filled in an area based on rumours that he was returning. Steel then hit Punk across the face, trying to slap some sense into him before handing him the contract and imploring him to sign it. it. Punk walks into the crowd, Jack though into hometown support before finally signing the contract. And yeah, this was brilliant. Just detailing injuries, giving a reason for his loss, and yeah, just setting up that view perfectly with a promo that only Punk can make. Yeah, just great stuff. Loved it. Before Jim Ross then handed a backstage interview with Jungle Boy and Christian. Christian said he would end Jungle Boy's career at All Out before it had a chance to take off. Jungle Boy replied he looked up to Christian. The veteran said that he wasn't his father figure. The former tag champion agreed and said that this weekend wouldn't be wrestling, they would be in a fight. And yeah, the promo work, I think it's been a bit iffy leading up to this. Some of it's been good, some of it maybe not so good. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing them wrestle because it's going to be a great match, no doubt. And then it's time for FTR and Wardlow versus Seamus Young, Ron Jones and Vic Capri. Basically, it's just getting them over as trios. Jones and Wardlow started things off. Wardlow lifted him with a headbutt before wiping off his feet with a clothesline. Cash then tagged on suplex Jones before tagging Harwood in. Harwood with repeated shots before Jones tagged out. Vic Capri then came in as legal man, but FTR hit him with Big Rig. Wardlow then hit Capri with a powerbomb, following it up with an assisted powerbomb before FTR picked up an easy win. And yeah, this did its job really, just getting them all over as a trio. No issue with it, 6 out of 10, good stuff. Mox was then out for the final time to accept Punk's challenge and promised to give him a lesson in pro wrestling violence on Sunday. Love it, can't wait. And then it was Dante Martin versus Roosh versus Phoenix versus Wheeler Yuta to get into the casino match. Yuta went after Roosh as soon as the bell rang, while Dante went after Phoenix. Yuta went for an Optimus hold, but Roosh took him down. Phoenix and Dante then went back and forth before Phoenix wiped out Roosh at ringside with a dive. Yuta then took out Phoenix with a dive before Dante flew through the air, taking out Yuta and Phoenix. Roosh then took to the air, wiping out all 3 of his opponents. Back from a break, Roosh was in control of the match and took down Phoenix and Dante. Roosh then followed that up with a modified power driver to Yuta for a near fall. Dante hit Phoenix with a modified Uranagi slam before eating a modified power bomb. Roosh was then back in an 8 spinning for kick from Phoenix. Dante Martin came in at this point and hit Phoenix with a poison rana before Yuta suddenly locked in the seatbelt on Dante, keeping him down for the 3 count. And yeah, gets 7 out of 10 from me. Great match for me. I would have loved seeing any of these in there. But Yuta for me is the best one. Yeah, really fan of his work and what he's doing at the moment. And yeah, like a great match. Like I say, all 4 of these competitors were great, so good stuff on the whole. It was their main event time, Omega and the Bucks versus Ospreay and Aussie Open. The main event kicked off with Omega and Ospreay going right after each other, 4 raining strikes and chops. The latter forced Omega back into the corner and continued laying into them. The Young Bucks came in only for Aussie Open to send them back into their tracks. The Bucks sent them crashing out of the ring before Ospreay sent Omega crashing out. Davies and Fletcher then caught the Bucks mid-air and slammed them into Kenny. The match spilled out at ringside and towards the entrance ramp as we cut to a break. The Young Bucks took back control of the match, isolating Ospreay in their corner. Ospreay bounced off the ropes and took them down. Matt and Nick with a double knee strike. Mark Davies then took in and took down the Bucks with a double clothesline. He followed up with a double scoop slam before tagging in Carl Fletcher, who hit a cutter off the middle rope. Omega then broke up the ensuing cover before Matt cleared the ring and tagged in Omega. Omega with drop kick to the knee of Mark Davies, then followed with a modified facebuster and hit a snapdragon suplex to Davies, but Ospreay hit him with a super kick. Omega then went for a dragon suplex, but Ospreay landed on his feet. Ospreay then went to hit Omega with a dive to the outside, but Omega caught him in midair and hit a dragon suplex. Aussie Open then resorted to a double suplex to Omega, but Jackson broke out the count. A frustrated Ospreay then tore open Omega's protective compression shirt as we headed for the last break of the show, and back from it, Omega finally managed to tag out before Nick came in hot and cleared the ring. Nick hit a double DDT towards the Open before taking out Will Ospreay at ringside. Back in ring, Ospreay took out Nick Jackson, and before he and Omega started to change strikes, Ospreay then hit a tremendous Elijah bomb before tagging in Aussie Open. They went for a triple team, but Nick Jackson took out Ospreay with a cutter. The Young Bucks and Omega then hit Fletcher with a super kick V-trigger combo. Ospreay hit Nick Jackson with the Oz cutter. Double team Will Ospreay and Carl Fletcher, but they couldn't keep Matt Jackson down. Ospreay then went for the hidden blade, but Omega took him with a knee strike. The Elite then hit Carl Fletcher with a triple super and before it turned their attention to Ospreay and hit him with an indie taker. Omega followed up with a V-trigger and a one-wing angel to Carl Fletcher, picking up the W. And yeah, this was just an absolutely sensational main event. 8 out of 10 from me. Brilliant stuff. 2 of the best trios in the world, picking an absolute clinic. So good to see them back to the best. Obviously the right winners. And yeah, there's just not enough superlatives for this match. Omega, considering the sort of injuries he had to put in this performance, oh my god, it was just amazing. 8 out of 10. Overall this week, Dynamite gets a 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, really enjoyable go-home episode of Dynamite. The main event was just an absolute start to finish banger, really. Loved it. And yeah, just so many great storyline details throughout the show. Moxie and Punk was brilliant as well, and yeah, just got me so hyped for pay-per-view, really. So great stuff. But anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, don't also down below. Follow us for daily wrestling news and subscribe to the channel. We greatly appreciate it. Thanks very much for watching. Peace out.